Hi everyone, it's Donny here from techflow. Today we're at the STM booth chatting with Chris. We're just going to have a quick interview with him, asking him a lot of questions about the new product, the Haven, the Ducks, and other cool stuff that's come out from STM. So let's just start this off by saying thank you, Chris, for agreeing to do this interview. Thank you. I guess the first question is, what is STM and why should people buy it from buy stuff from you guys?
STM has been around for around about 20 years. The story is it's an Australian company. The short story is our CEO used to ride his bicycle to work and he didn't have any protection for it. So what he would do is rub bubble wrap around his device and just stick it in a normal bag. And he thought to himself, well, hey, there's a market for this somewhere, let's try and build on it. And then as technology grew and devices got better and people became more aware about the damage and that sort of stuff they can do to the devices, the market grew. So from there, we now operate out of Alexandria. We have a warehouse and a head office in Sydney, which is Alexandria. Then we have global offices in the US, Europe, and Asia. So it's grown to a massive sort of company. So our key message that we like to deliver to people is every time they think of STM, they think of protection and basically taking care of their, we call it digital cargo, to make sure that it's protected at all times. So
awesome, that's an amazing answer. So I guess one main thing that we would like to know is what are you thinking of for the future of STM, and what do you like? Is there any products or anything you're thinking of releasing for? Because right now you have backpacks, you have some products for the Surface Pro 4, sorry. Then you got some Mac cases, iPad. So I mean, is there anything that you're thinking of implementing in the future or anything like that?
Look, from a molded case design, we always try and make sure that we link our products with a drop test of some description. So whether it's 1 meter or 2 meters, we always like to make sure that we are always sticking up with technology to make sure that we're trying to deliver the best we can. The Microsoft story is a funny story. We started off with an aluminium frame with 2 Allen keys that people had to put in together, and now we're looking at a single case where it's snug and a 1 meter drop test. So we just try and keep up with the devices and the demand. In terms of backpacks, look, it's a hard sell backpacks. The market's very tough. What we've decided to do with our current range is to incorporate power into the backpack. So our backpacks now come with certain pouches and certain access points where you can run cables throughout the bag to be able to charge your goods on the go. That's one of the big areas we see for STM and the growth within the backpacks as well. And also trying to stay cool and make sure they're, well received in the consumer market. So.
Awesome, thank you. So we have the Ducks over here. So if you could just give us a little intro to what it is, and so our whole market is essentially students and youth essentially. So why would a student want to purchase this over, let's say, some other cheap iPad case from eBay or something? Yeah,
it's interesting. We have been in this sort of market now probably for a good 6 years, and we haven't really messed with the design up until probably this year we're going to do a release. But the main features that we try and point out here is the first one, that it's a clear back. So once the device is inside, you can personalize that to whatever you want. So whether it's pictures of Justin Bieber or one of your wrestling icons or whatever, you can have that on your back, and it's a personalization. A big thing with this case is that it's a meter drop test. So once the device is in and it's wrapped around, once it hits the ground, we're guaranteeing that it won't cause any damage inside the case. And the third thing is, it's got a magnetic wraparound. So once the cover is on, the magnet wraps around and that locks the case inside as well. It also comes in 6 different colours as well, so we tailor for a wider consumer. So.
Awesome. So as for the price, what is this going to cost an average person?
Yeah, so in a JB Hi-Fi or a Harvey Norman, it's a $69.95 product, and that's standard with all our Ducks cases. We try and keep that one price point across all, so customers know exactly what they're paying for when they go into stores.
Awesome. So that's the docks for the. Is this the iPad Air? Just the iPad Air?
For all Apple
everything.
devices,
Okay.
and also all Microsoft devices as well.
Awesome. So we have the. I'll just pick this up here. We have the Haven here.
Yep.
So. Alicia was actually talking to me about how it has the cable that goes through the side, I think, and it goes inside, so there's no tangles or anything inside. So why don't you just tell us a bit about what it is, basically the same thing as the docks, and just give us a brief overview.
Yeah, sure. It's as I was saying before, it's a tough market backpack. So what we try and do is try and make sure that we have a point of difference with all our stuff. As you mentioned, we have a side pouch for an external battery. So the battery will go inside, and then throughout the bag, it's got a series of holes. It's got the plastic in here throughout the bag where you run your cables through, but then it's got a cable organizer, you could call it, and that will run through the whole bag, and once that's connected you can charge your device or from that side power. That's the main sort of focus that we're doing with our bags for this year. The secondary thing, because of this Australian company, and this is something I like to point out to everyone because it's a cool little story. Inside the actual bag itself, because it's an Australian company, we're trying to bring that story back. So what you can see here is the tiling. It's actually the same tiling from the Opera House. So we've tried to incorporate that and put it into all our bags as well. Inside the bag itself, it's suspended by about an inch off the ground. So once the notebook's inside and the bag does drop, the notebook will never hit the ground, whether it's on the side or on the ground, it actually won't hit. So it's a protection thing. It's something that we're trying to push from an STM point of view. So.
Awesome. So I think we have the thing, Kai. We have the. Can you see next to it? Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
So. This is the thing that it attaches to the back? Or?
Yeah, so this is stitched into the bag. So what you see here is the inside of the bag, everything removed. And as I was saying, it's about a millimetre that sticks off the ground. Sorry, an inch that sticks off the ground. So as you can see, your notebook would go in here. But that would never hit the ground because it's suspended. And as it sort of drops onto the ground, that sling there will keep it intact so it actually won't hit the ground. So it's just one of the little things that we do to try and add that level of protection for the bags.
Yeah, that's one big thing, because every single time when I go to school, I drop my bag every single time. Never know if it's going to break or not. Yeah.
The worst thing is trying to explain to someone how you've broken your case. Yeah, it's a headache for everyone. So.
Awesome. So is there anything else about the Haven that people should know, or anything that interesting about it?
Look, it's basically designed to keep it nice and slim, and that's another big thing as well. We try and keep our bags to try and be as slim as possible. Inside the actual bag now, it's got a bit of stuffing, but we try and keep it to that very thin style. Inside the actual bag as well, there's a series of pockets. This one, for instance, it's like a mesh sort of material, and what we do with that's for an iPhone or your sunglasses or anything like that, where you can keep it in there to keep it nice and protected. Inside the bag itself, there's a series of compartments. So in this one here, it can be used for a tablet or a notebook, but inside the actual main compartment, you'll see inside that there's another couple of compartments. So basically you can fit up to 3 different devices whilst carrying it in the backpack. So yeah.
Awesome. So do you know what the price range for this is?
Yeah, so with this for an RRP in a JB Hi-Fi, you're probably looking at about 119 RRP. That's your sort of standard pricing there.
Awesome, that's a good price, for a bag this tough. And,
yeah, it's a tough market, as I was saying before. So you got to make sure that you have a few point of differences, and then really believe in the product, which is what we do at STM. So
awesome. Okay, that's a wrap, guys. So I've been here at the STM booth at EduTech 2016, and it's been an awesome time meeting you, Chris.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Great. Thank you for the exposure. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Tough.